Here on To The Point, we like to think of this show as the people's show. We, of course, always include your views and give you the stories we think you'll care about. And in fact, tomorrow we'll completely dedicate the programme to what you want us to talk about. And we do read through your emails and care about what you think. And in fact, me and Patrick, in the breaks all the time, we're laughing at some of the stuff that comes in through our inbox. But one particular viewer caught our eye because her strong views on Partygate and Beergate were quite interesting. So we thought we'd invite her on the show last week, but she couldn't. She had a very good reason as well. She was getting married. So we decided to invite her on this week instead.
We did indeed. We've got her on today, and joining us right now is GBNews' viewer, Zoë Holt. Zoe, thank you very much. Welcome to the programme. You joined us from Didsbury, I believe, which is nearish my neck of the woods. As you rightly informed me on the phone yesterday, I'm a posh boy, apparently, but there we go. How are you? Are you OK?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. This is actually as exciting as my wedding day, Patrick.
Oh, and I have to say, yesterday when me and Patrick called you, you said, "Oh no, I can't come on. I'll look a mess." I have to say, you look absolutely lovely.
Stunning, absolutely
and congratulations as well on getting married over the weekend.
So, what are some of the biggest issues for you then? Is Partygate and Beergate one of them? What are your main views, do you think, at the moment?
Do you know, I have to say, I find it utterly astonishing how, in particular, the media, such as the lovely BBC, I mean, when was it? Last Thursday, the story broke about Keir and just how many... He blatantly broke the rules that he voted for, and there's absolute evidence of it. And there's not a mention of it anywhere in the media. And I can't help thinking the connection between that and the local elections coming up this week. Whereas if that had been Boris, with the same picture, it would be top story. There's absolutely nothing anywhere about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Can't help thinking it's...
I agree. I was quite angered about this actually, because you're absolutely spot on. If it was Boris Johnson, right? Despite the fact that obviously Sir Keir is saying he didn't breach the COVID laws. I mean, his story's changed.
He did.
His story's changed more times than I can keep up with. I mean, you know, obviously I'm sick of the idea that it's an honest mistake. It's an honest mistake for Keir Starmer to forget that his deputy leader was there, to forget that they may or may not have had a curry, to forget that it was described as a social. If Boris Johnson had come up and literally said, "Sorry, I didn't realise I was breaking the rules," it's, you know, they're out to get him. They're out with burning pitchforks, aren't they? But Sir Keir, you know, do you think this is down to a left-wing bias in the media then? What do you think?
100%. That's why I've started watching this channel. I cannot bear it. I watched the news last night, BBC, because I was intrigued to see it was so close since that massive coverage in the Daily Mail. And when you compare, I mean, Boris walking into a room and there's a cake in a box and he was sung to for 10 minutes, and that was covered for a week. And I just thought, let's just see, is it going to be top story? Is it going to be mentioned? And just absolutely nothing. Sky TV as well. And I just think it's massively biased.
Can I just ask what do you think should have been the top story? Because I was angry. It turns out I'm angry quite a lot at the news, but I was angry when Boris announced his Rwanda thing. Now, all right, this may or may not work, but the second question he faced that day was about Partygate. And I'm not convinced people like... I am convinced people like you care more about what's going on the channel than whether or not Boris Johnson was ambushed by cake.
I think this is one of the things that angers me the most, is when I watch the news and I hear these grandiose statements from TV news presenters who are meant to be impartial, stating or asserting that the public want to know about this, the public care about this, and MPs standing up, again, making completely grandiose statements purporting to represent the entirety of the public. And you just think, hang on a minute, no, you didn't. Nobody asked me. I mean, my local MP, bad luck for me, is Jeff Smith. And when Partygate was first kicking off, he was sort of standing up in the House of Commons saying, all of my constituents are disgusted. Not at all, not at all. And I don't think they should be allowed to make this assertion that they're speaking on behalf of people the public.
Yeah, and on that note, I mean, you say the public there, and we know at the moment the massive issue facing the great British public is the cost of living crisis. I mean, what kinds of issues would you want to see, us discussing and the media discussing instead of this constant focus? I mean, give us, your top few issues.
I think for me, immigration, and I have to say, sorry to detract, but I completely agree with what you said this morning, Patrick, that actually this is such a brave thing for to do. We need to do something. Absolutely, I completely understand, and there are genuine asylum seekers, but there are equally not genuine asylum seekers. But as soon as this was announced, I thought, I hope to God it starts happening. I mean, I think flights should be starting next week. Things like what's going on in Ukraine, the reality of this cost of living crisis, because I don't know where there's quite a lot of money going into tax credits, and I don't really, benefits and all sorts of things like this. And everybody seems to not have enough money to make a stew in a week and, roast a chicken and make that last. But, things like, instead of all this nonsense, and it's basically Boris bashing, isn't it?
Look, absolutely. I mean, can I just say you're an absolute revelation, okay? Thank you so much, and thank you. Thank you for taking the time to watch our show. You obviously watch it pretty regularly. I imagine you watch others on this channel as well. And it really does mean a lot. And emailing in to us, and you left us your number, of course, so we could give you a call and get you on the show. So, look, we just want to say thank you so much. And congratulations as well, Zoe, for your wedding, which I trust was fabulous, was it? No doubt. Was it the happiest day of your life?
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, it was good, really, really good. But I'm still in recovery.
Good stuff, fantastic.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we'll have you back another time.
Good luck to you, Zoe. Thank you very much. You take care. Oh, don't you just love that? Zoë Holt there in Didsbury. I think wearing Versace as well, which I thought was quite nice.
Good spot. It's nice speaking to regular. I'm not calling Zoe regular or ordinary, but, it's nice speaking to just people, the public, the general public, isn't it? You sort of get to know what people are actually thinking on the ground, and you realise that Twitter is not real life.
That's it.
Certainly, Twitter bangs on about a lot of useless stuff like cake.
Couldn't agree more. Completely agree with Zoe. But this is Ken. Yeah, it's the only news channel to allow two sides of an argument, etc. Good stuff, that. No, look, thank you. And hey, if you want to be like Zoe, you can get yourself on the airways, because all you have to do is email in, maybe leave your number if you want to as well, and maybe we'll give you a call and see if we can get you on. Just maybe.
Now you're going to set off a sort of a wave of people prank calling people to pretending they're you.
Pretending they're me, yeah. Well, there's only one person.
You need a secret code or something.
Ah, yes. Yes, OK, now I'll have to cut. Otherwise, I'm going to start seeing news reports in The Guardian, right-wing journalist harasses old lady over phone. I've never called her, but there we go, anyway.
Yes, well, now tomorrow, just to remind you, we're handing over our show to you, so we want you to tell us what you want us to talk about, what are the most important stories to you. We've already got lots of suggestions, so tomorrow's show completely curated just for you from our audience. Suggestions, so email us those story suggestions at tothepoint@gbnews.uk. That's tothepoint@gbnews.uk, and we'll have a great show tomorrow.